Hey you guys, this is Dauda Kill representing like always JCI, and today is a beautiful day on Friday, and I wanted to get right into our content for the day for Fantastic Friday. So I'm going to talk on two things really quickly, and one is just for those people who are MLMers, right? So if you see this video and you know that you have some type of relationship with a MLM, a multi-level marketing type organization, and you are relatively successful, I definitely would like to hear from you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you all who are in these structures typically get involved with them as yourself, meaning when you do your W-9, it is directly associated to you and your social, so it is income that you are paying on all the money that you earn through your business. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys is, for so long, many people who are in those types of structures are actually being raked over the coals with all the taxes that they pay because of the way the money is received. Some of the big things that they are paying is that 15.3 personal employment tax. I have a formula to help get rid of that, and if you are someone making anywhere from $20,000 and up on a monthly basis from your particular business, and you are paying a huge amount of taxes at the end of the year, I have clients currently that are paying upwards of 40, 50, 60, some as much as $80,000 in taxes that they were due on because of the income that they made. Now they're happy because they made in excess of $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. But if that is your scenario and you're looking for a way to start controlling that tax implication, direct message me below. I just want to have a 30-minute conference with you. I guarantee you, I could easily, if you're making $20,000 on a monthly basis, I guarantee you I'll save you at least $10,000 off of whatever you paid last year in your taxes. And as your income goes up, so will I save you on the taxes that you're paying. So one of the things we want to get into today is for all those people who are in business and have corporations and are trying to learn how to develop corporate credit. So there's many people out there in the market that'll tell you they can get you 100,000, 200,000. They will give you what they call shelf corporations, and people are believing in that and paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 just to find out it didn't work the way that they were hoping. So what I wanted to help you guys that are willing to do this in more of a proper way and don't mind taking time, just like you built your FICO score, you have to build your paydex score. The paydex score is what corporations have. And so first thing you want to establish is your Dun & Bradstreet number. Now, if you don't know how to do that, you can go right online to Dun & Bradstreet. There's a way for you to get that number for free. Dun & Bradstreet will try to promote their other programs, which are beneficial if you're ready. But the most important thing you need is that DUN number, because that is how your business will be tracked, okay? So once you have a DUNS number, the thing that you're focusing on is building a paydex score. A paydex score is how the company is rated with its paying history, just like your FICO score on yourself personally. So when you're building these things, there is an art to developing a proper paydex score, and it starts with understanding how to do that. So here's just a few tidbits for you. One, if you're trying to accomplish that goal, once you get your Dun & Bradstreet number set up, the first thing you want to do is establish what we call net 30 accounts. Net 30 accounts. A company that you can go to, one particular is Granger or Gimpler. These are net 30 accounts. So you need that, and the goal is to have at least 5 accounts reporting. That will help drive the paydex score up, maybe get you to about a 60 or a 65. 70 is pretty close to what maybe a 700 FICO score would be for an individual. But again, here's the process. Step number 1, get your Dun & Bradstreet. Step number 2, set up at least 2 or 3 net 30 accounts. Step number 3, set up what we call revolving accounts. Those are your places like Staples or OfficeMax. Step number 4, want to set up specialties. Those will be cards like your gas cards, Chevron, Shell, things of that nature. Step number 5 is, now if you do that, you will be better prepared to walk into a traditional lending institution and qualify for a loan. Step number 6 will lead you to auto loans. Now here's the thing. At each step of this, there's things that you could do that will guarantee that you will get approved. That is just knowing what to do and how to do. The most important thing about developing corporate credit is that you do it properly, that you focus on never going over 30% of whatever the high credit limit that you will receive. So if a company gives you a $1,000 credit limit, you do not want to go over 30%. Now, when you also receive that credit, to make sure that it reports, if you get $1,000, let's say you use $100, okay? That's fine. When you make that payment, do not pay the whole $100 right away. Pay $90. The reason that I'm telling you this is once you create a debt and you allow the company to actually make interest, by law, they have to post. If you use $100 and pay $100, meaning they never created any interest payments, they have no requirement to post or record your paying history, and they won't. So make sure you allow them to at least make a small amount of interest, because by law that will force them to register your history. You want to make sure history is there. If you are a little bit more sophisticated and you have multiple corporations, meaning they are all individually separate entities, there's a way for you to have them all register with Dun & Bradstreet, where they are reporting companies. And this is a secret. You can actually extend credit to yourself, and I would imagine you would never say that you're late. This is a way for you to develop credit on yourself by working with yourself. This is an art that takes a little bit more knowledge, but that's what I'm here for. Okay? So again, as you guys are going through this process and wanting to develop corporate credit, remember there is a system that requires that you follow it. If you're someone that has a strong FICO score, you can actually expedite the credit building process for your corporation by leveraging your personal FICO score, your high FICO score, for a structured time period. That doesn't mean you go out, let's say on a vehicle, and you buy a car and you are using your personal credit as the PG, the personal guarantor. The corporation is on line number 1 as the primary. Your line number 2 is the personal guarantor. You don't want to do an outright purchase. In situations like that, what you want to do is lease the car. Lease the car for 2 or 3 years. You guarantee that lease, make the payments through the corporation, make those payments on time. When it's time to turn in the car, meaning either turn it in and refinance or get another car, at that point your company would establish a paying history, and you can either refinance the balance or get another car, and you can do that on the company singly, standing alone, without your FICO score. Your FICO score will get a paid off loan, which will cause you to get a bump, and now your company has a history in the auto industry, and it will be approved for a loan without a personal guarantor. So again, these are just basic steps to get yourself going. Let me go over that real quick. So again, step number 1 is to get your Dun & Bradstreet set up. Step number 2 is to set up at least 2 or 3 net 30 accounts. Step number 3 is to set up a few revolving accounts, 1 or 2, Staples, Office Max. Step number 4 is to set up specialty. Those are gas cards. Step number 5 is maybe an auto loan or some type of credit card that you can get that are geared toward business. In those instances, sometimes you start them with guaranteeing them if you have a personal strong FICO score. Another thing that you can do especially is, every one of you guys have a cell phone like I'm recording on. You can then go to your particular carrier and open up a corporate account for your cell phone, so it's all reporting through the company. Those are also tax deductible. When you do this and you do it properly, and do not expect it to happen in 90 days, be willing to put in a little bit of time. You will build up the corporate credit on your company as you are doing your craft. Over time, you will have a very strong paydex score. That paydex score will lead you to freedom, where you will be able to get things that you want for your usage through your organization without using your personal FICO score. I know this was quick. You may have questions. If you put your questions down below, I will reach back out to you personally and answer it. Maybe even set you up with a 30-minute consultation for free to understand this a little bit deeply. Again, this is Dawud Akil on Friday, Fantastic Fridays, representing JCI. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.